The Legend of Hercules is a 2014 American action fantasy film directed by Renny Harlin and co-written by Harlin with Daniel Giat, Giulio Steve, and Sean Hood. The film stars Kellan Lutz, Gaia Weiss, Scott Adkins, Roxanne McKee, and Liam Garrigan. It was one of two Hollywood-studio Hercules films scheduled for 2014, with Paramount Pictures and MGM's Hercules. The film was widely panned by critics and was a box office flop. Plot: in 1200 BC ancient Greece, King Amphitryon of Tyre invades the shores of Argos. The two massive armies face each other, prepared for battle. Amphitryon strikes a bargain with the rival King Galnus. The two will fight to the death, to the victor goes his adversary's kingdom and army. The two engage in combat and Amphitryon easily defeats Galnus and seizes his kingdom. That night, Amphitryon is visited by his estranged wife, Queen Alcmene. He boasts he won the kingdom for her. She protests he won the kingdom for himself and its gold. Alcmene is disgusted by her husband's thirst for power and warmongering. She prays to Hera for guidance. A woman appears declaring herself to be Hera, wife of Zeus, and prophesies that Alcmene will bear the son of Zeus and he will be the savior of her people. The only other witness to this is Charon, the queen's loyal advisor. That night, as Amphitryon celebrates his victory, Alcmene is visited by Zeus. She is discovered by Amphitryon, who believes the queen has taken a mortal lover. Alcmene soon gives birth to a healthy baby boy whom his father names Alcides, but she secretly acknowledges his true name, Hercules. 20 years later, a strong and handsome Hercules Alcides rides along the countryside with his love, Hebe. They frolic along the shore of a secluded lake. Alcides admires Hebe's necklace, which was given to her by her mother. She in turn bestows the necklace to Alcides. The two are discovered by Alcides' older brother, Iphicles. A search party was dispatched to look for Hebe, a princess of Crete. Hebe returns to the palace along with her guard while Alcides and Iphicles follow. Along the way the two are attacked by a lion. Alcides wrestles with the lion, strangling it. Iphicles takes all the credit and arrives at the royal banquet wearing the lion's pelt as a cloak. He attempts to humiliate Alcides, calling him a coward, but Hebe sees right through him. At the banquet Amphitryon announces the engagement of Hebe and Iphicles. The two lovers are devastated and decide to run away together. They are chased down by the royal guard and Hebe nearly drowns before being saved by Alcides. Alcides is taken back to the palace and is sent away by his father to join a campaign of soldiers to Egypt. As Alcides prepares for his journey, Elchion tells him of his true lineage. Alcides believes it is madness and departs for his journey, vowing to return to Hebe in 3 moons before her impending nuptials. Alcides, under the command of Captain Soteris, traverses the arid Egyptian desert. Soteris sends 2 scouts ahead to scour the desert, but they never return. The company is ambushed, leaving Alcides and Soteris as the last survivors. The leader of the ambush recovers Alcides' helmet and demands to know where the prince is. Soteris gestures to the body of a slain soldier, saying he is Alcides. Alcides refers to himself as Hercules to protect his identity. It is revealed that Amphitryon planned the ambush in hopes of killing Hercules. The two are sold off as slaves to a vicious promoter who organizes gladiator-style fights. Soteris and Hercules fight to death with other slaves and soon become undefeated. Soteris and Hercules convince the promoter to send them to Greece in order to fight in an arena battle in which 2 gladiators fight 6 undefeated gladiators. If the promoter were to bet on Hercules and Soteris, he would have riches beyond his wildest dreams. The promoter agrees to take Soteris and Hercules if they are able to defeat 2 other gladiators, Half-Face and Humbaba. The 4 are thrown into an arena, with narrow stone paths divided by pits studded with spikes. Hercules defeats Half-Face and Humbaba, but Soteris is injured. The promoter refuses to take Soteris, since he will be useless in battle, but Hercules convinces him to set Soteris free and he will fight all 6 gladiators himself. Back in Greece, Alcmene and Hebe mourn the death of Hercules. Alcmene once again seeks guidance from Hera. Amphitryon discovers her and confronts her about Hercules' parentage. She reveals she took Zeus as her lover so that she would bear the child that would overthrow him, after which she tries to stab Amphitryon, but fails. In anger, Amphitryon stabs Alcmene with her own dagger. Chiron discovers them and Amphitryon tells him the queen committed suicide in her grief. Meanwhile, Hercules arrives in Greece and easily bests the 6 gladiators in battle. The people celebrate his victory and deserters of Amphitryon's army join him and Soteris. Chiron brings Hercules news of his mother, who vows to avenge her death. Soteris and Hercules seek refuge in the home of the human vessel of Hera, who foretells Hercules' destiny. Hebe is in anguish after the death of Alcides and dreads her wedding to Iphicles, in just 2 moons. She tries to leap off the roof of the palace but is saved by Chiron who brings her to Hercules. The two are reunited and return to Hercules' safe house. Amphitryon's army begins to desert him, forcing him to hire foreign mercenaries. Hercules and Soteris begin a fight against Amphitryon's campaign of tyranny, angering Amphitryon who seeks to destroy them. Iphicles, aided by the mercenaries, murders Soteris' wife and uses his son as a bargaining chip. He must lead them to Hercules or his son will die. Soteris reluctantly leads them to the safe house. Iphicles discovers that Hercules is none other than his brother Alcides. Hercules, Chiron, and Hebe are captured. Soteris and Chiron are imprisoned while Hercules is chained and publicly flogged. Soteris and Chiron are brought before the crowd. Hercules watches on in horror as Iphicles murders Chiron under Amphitryon's orders. In anguish he acknowledges his father and calls upon him for strength. Hercules breaks free from his chains and crashes Amphitryon's guard. Amphitryon and Iphicles escape. Hercules and Soteris raise an army and storm Amphitryon's palace. Amphitryon's guard join Hercules and his army and they battle Amphitryon's mercenaries. Hercules calls upon his father who infuses his sword with the power of lightning. Hercules easily defeats the mercenaries with his lightning sword. He meets Amphitryon inside and the two duel. Hercules nearly defeats Amphitryon but Iphicles holds Hebe hostage and threatens to kill her if Hercules does not let Amphitryon go. Hercules hesitates but Hebe thrusts the dagger through her shoulder, killing Iphicles. Hercules finally avenges Alcmene's death and kills Amphitryon with the same blade that killed his mother. Hercules rushes to Hebe's side as she slowly drifts into unconsciousness. Nearly a year later, the cries of a baby are heard. Hebe gives birth to a beautiful baby boy. Hercules looks on lovingly at his new family. That night, he watches over his kingdom, finally fulfilling his destiny. Cast: Kellan Lutz as Hercules Alcides, Gaia Weiss as Hebe, Scott Adkins as King Amphitryon, Roxanne McKee as Queen Alcmene, Liam Garrigan as Iphicles, Liam McIntyre as Soteris, Ray Dankstrom Urbida 3/4 Ija as Chiron, Jonathan Shrek as Tarak, Luke Newbury as Agamemnon, Jaka Hilden as Creon, Kenneth Cranham as Lucius, Mariah Gale as Kakaya, Sarai Jivati as Sapphira, Richard Reed as Archer No. 1, Spencer Wilding as Humbaba, Bashar Rahal as Battalion Commander No. 1. Reception, critical response: The Legend of Hercules was widely panned by critics. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds a 3% rating, with an average rating of 2.3/10, based on 71 reviews. The site's consensus reads, cheap-looking, poorly acted, and dull. The Legend of Hercules is neither fun enough to qualify as an action movie nor absorbing enough to work on a dramatic level. On Metacritic, the film has a score of 22 out of 100, based on 19 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Box office: The Legend of Hercules grossed $8,868,318 in its opening weekend, ranking number 3 in the domestic box office behind Lone Survivor's third weekend and Frozen's eighth. As of March 9, 2014, the film has grossed $18.8 million domestically and an additional $42.4 million internationally for a worldwide total of $61.3 million, failing to make back the budget of $70 million. See also, List of films featuring Hercules, references. External links, official website, The Legend of Hercules at the Internet Movie Database, The Legend of Hercules at Box Office Mojo, The Legend of Hercules at Rotten Tomatoes, The Legend of Hercules at Metacritic.